What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to episode 2 of the Park Car Conversations. I hope y'all had a great week and I hope you're doing well. This week I actually felt sick and I'm still recovering from that, so I hope y'all are all healthy. So today's topic, or what I want to talk about today, is falling in love with yourself and just falling in love with the journey and getting to the destination, not just focusing on where you're going but enjoying every step. It's like stopping and smelling the flowers, right? Because I feel like way too many people just look at what's above the staircase. They don't look at every single step that's in front of them, right? This summer I went on a trip with a couple of my close friends and we ended up going hiking, right? We went to the Italian Alps, the Dolomites, and so I just had knee surgery, so I was like, should I really do that? Should I really go and risk the fact that maybe I can't make that journey? Maybe I can't make it up. But I ended up saying, okay, I'll take it slow. I'll take my time wherever I need to. I'm not gonna rush myself. I'm gonna take my time. So we ended up going, and it's not always about the peak. It's not always about where you're going. It's also who you're going with, right? Who you're going with and the steps to get to where you want to be. And I feel like we often will be like, yeah, like if you're trying to go far, you have to do it together. But if you're trying to go fast, then you can do it alone. So I think that most people would much rather go further, and that's getting good people around you for that journey, for wherever you want to get to. You have to surround yourself with like-minded people who have the same vision as you. You can't surround yourself with people who always throw you off course, people who always get you to do things that you might not want to do, people who will peer pressure you until you fall. You should surround yourself with people who want the same things as you, people who, when you fall, they pick you up, not people who push you to fall, right? So it's taking your time and enjoying every step of where you're going, stopping and really appreciating the season that you're in. You might not be in the season that you want to be in, the season that you're working towards, but you need the fall to get to the winter, and you need the winter for the spring, right? You may love summer, you may love the sunshine, going to the beach, but it's necessary to go through fall, winter, and spring to get back to the summer. So instead of always looking for the summertime, enjoy the season that you're in. Enjoy the winter time. Enjoy that skiing that you can do. Enjoy that snowfall, right? Because a lot of people will miss something when it's not here and complain about something when it's here. When it's the summertime, you're like, oh, it's way too hot. I want it to be cooler. And then when it's the winter time, you're like, I hate the snow. I want it to be warm. Where's the sun at, right? So it's really appreciating the journey, falling in love with where you are. You have to meet yourself where you're at. You can't always envision where you want to go. And I believe that envisioning where you want to go is crucial to development. It's crucial to going any further, but also understanding where you're at, being grateful for where you are, and not just falling in love with the journey and surrounding yourself with the right company, but falling in love with yourself. I feel like self-love isn't talked about enough, and self-love, you don't appreciate yourself as much as you should, right? So for me, I had to accept who I was, right? The first step for me is always acceptance. You have to accept the hand you're dealt, whichever cards were dealt to me is the hand that I have to play. I can't go looking for somebody else's cards. I can't have somebody else's life. My life is my own. And the first step of loving you is accepting you, right? Accepting the way you are now, the way you are today. You can't accept who you are in 3 years, who you are when you lose weight, when you get that dream body, when you get that dream job, right? You have to accept who you are today and look at the things that you can control and the things that you can't. I feel like we often get upset or get stressed about things about ourselves that we can't control, things that we can't change no matter what we do. And I feel like if you can't change it, then you have nothing to worry about, right? You just have to accept that, hey, I was born this way, and that's the way I am. That's how it is, right? But you can change that. It's like, for me, growing up, I was always a skinnier kid. I was never bigger. I was always outsized in sports and everything I did, right? So it's some things like that I can't change, but I can do things in order to, maybe I can gain more weight, right? I can hit the gym, I can lift some more, I can work on my speed. But I've never been the tallest guy on the court, so that people will always, I'm always an undersized guard, right? So what can I control about that? I can put on some muscle, I can work on my quickness, right? I can work on my decision making, right? Some things I can control, some other things I can't. And accepting that you are who you are. No amount of anything will change certain qualities of yourself. And if you have a hard time loving you, really take a step back and ask yourself, why don't I love myself? What are certain things in my life that I don't like, and what can I really control about it, right? So looking at who you are and looking at the things that you can control, right? So if you don't like the way you look, what can you control about your look? You can change your style, you can get into shape, you can complement whatever head shape you have with the next haircut, right? Or if you think that maybe you have chubby cheeks like I do, I have chubby cheeks, maybe you can do like some sort of like mewing or whatever to maybe slim down your face, right? Or you can lose some more weight in order to shred down on your face. So it's like certain things you can control to a certain extent, and certain things you can't. Whatever you can't control, you just have to let go. You have to detach from that, right? So loving you and loving who you will become, right? Envisioning the person that you want to be, because I know that a lot of people aren't happy with who they are, but you can be unhappy with who you are, but a lot of people will be unhappy and not do anything about it, be unhappy and not have a plan, right? So you have to really love who you are and accept who you are. If you don't love who you are today, you won't be able to love who you are tomorrow, right? So look at the things that you want to change about yourself, the things that you can control about yourself. So learning to love you, learning to love your journey and your purpose, finding your purpose, right? I feel like a lot of people these days don't have purpose. They just go through the system, and whatever they think is for them, they'll go into that program, right? They'll go into that school. They don't really have a dream job, a dream career, a dream path. And I feel like that's because of social media and comparison. You always surround yourself with people, so you don't actually know who you are. You don't actually know the things that you like. And it's all also exposing yourself to new things, right? If you just go to class, go home, you're not exposed to any new elements. You have to really put yourself out there in order to understand what you really like. You would have never found out that you love basketball if you never went to that tryout, right? If you just stayed home, went to school, you never tried out for that team, you would never have known that you loved basketball. Or for me, I would never have known that I like to make these videos, like to help people, if I didn't start that podcast with one of my friends and eventually I wanted to make my own content out of it, right? I would never have thought about creating this solo podcast if I never started that podcast with one of my friends, and we eventually decided to take a break on that until we establish ourselves, right? So if I never decided to take that jump, to take that leap, I would never be doing this. And now I really love this. I really enjoy doing this. So I took a risk. I put myself out there, right? So when you love yourself, you can't really take anybody's opinion to heart, except if you know that this person has my best feelings, my best heart, right? If they want the best for me, then I can trust them. If they want the best for me and they're giving me some constructive criticism, maybe I should listen to them. You have to understand that you're not perfect, and just because somebody's telling you that, hey, maybe you can do this better, they're not personally attacking you. They don't want to tear you down. They want to bring you up. I was talking to someone and I was telling them that I will never do something or tell you to do something if it would make you a worse person. I'm telling you this because I want you to be better. I see more potential in you than you see potential in yourself, right? So if you have people like that in your life who want more for you than you want for yourself, then you have to accept it and push aside your pride, push aside your ego, and just take criticism sometimes, right? Understand that, hey, I'm not perfect. I can always work on things. So learning to love who you are, learning to love every season that you're in, learning to love the company around you, finding company that you can enjoy every season with, right? Not just thugging it out by yourself alone all the time. It's important to have a solid group of people around you. It's important to love the journey, but also love who's on the journey with you, loving the company. There was this like fable kind of thing that you could say, and it was like the panda asked the dragon, what's the most important part, the destination or the journey? People often tell you it's the journey, or people often tell you it's the destination. But I think that company is often overlooked. Company is often something that people put to the side. They say, I have to enjoy whatever season I'm in, but I feel like it's as important to enjoy the season you're in, but also have people that you can enjoy it with, right? It's like you're riding around in a Lambo, but you have nobody to enjoy it with, right? You can afford all this expensive food, all these expensive meals, but you have nobody to eat with, right? And yeah, you can do all those things by yourself. You can enjoy your own time. I believe that you should always spend time by yourself, but like as humans who we are, we're meant to have family, right? We're meant to have people in our lives. So I feel like don't neglect the company, don't neglect the people around you. Make sure that the people around you are good people. Yeah. So that about wraps up episode 2 of Park Car Conversations. I hope you enjoyed, and I'm always open to the constructive criticism, whatever you have. If you want to hear anything in particular, let me know. But other than that, hope you enjoy your weekend. I'll see y'all in the next one.